Greetings, fellow Star Trek Starship collector. This is Joshua Mitchell here. We have got a new XL model coming to us from Fanhome. This is the 8th ship in the series. This time we'll be looking at the USS Enterprise NCC-1701-G, as seen in Star Trek Picard Season 3. We'll unbox it together, take a look at the details up close and how it compares to some of the other ships in the series. So come on back and we'll get started. Okie dokes, here we go. So let us open up our Enterprise G and take a look, see how she did in travel. Of course, the bigger box, as always, that comes with the XL models. Inside we've got our handy-dandy little design document. Let's go ahead and take a quick look through there and see what they've got to say. The USS Enterprise G is a Neo-Constitution class that was commissioned in 2402, originally the Titan A, in honor of the Enterprise crew assisting with the Borg threat during Frontier Day. The ship was rechristened. Now captained by 7 of 9 and sporting metaphasic shielding along with photon torpedoes and phasers, this ship was based on this original design here, the USS Shangri-La, a fan design from the 1980s that Terry Matalas loved. It was brought more to modern eras, time frame and looks by giving it the new nacelles like on the Stargazer, helping to kind of make it a little sleeker, putting in the winglets in the back where the saucer is. The ship was approved very quickly, and here we have it. Now we've got a new USS Enterprise. Okay, all right. Well, interesting as always to see how they came up with the design idea. Of course, we've sort of seen this already anyway, right? Because we had the Titan that came before, and this is the same ship basically. But now let's take a look inside our box and see what we have here. So, she's packed in there pretty nice. Yeah, pretty nice indeed. Okay, well, let's take her out and look. So she definitely feels bigger than the Titan, heavier too. And again, you can see how the nacelles, I've got that nice clear acrylic. Same sort of story down there on the deflector dish. Yeah, nice. Yeah, definitely bigger, heavier. She looks good. I mean, it of course looks very much like the Titan A because it's the same ship. But we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at some of the details a little closer up. We'll compare it to some of the other ships, including the XL Enterprise F, and we'll see how it sizes up to the Titan A that came earlier in the series. We'll start our tour of the Enterprise G with the dorsal saucer. You can see how the N is slightly lifted and the G is slightly lower as it kind of matches along here. Not a huge deal. I've seen some that have been a lot worse. You really have to look for it to see it, but it's there. If you were worried that the windows were not painted into the notches, fear not. They are not, just as that has continued to be the case with many of these ships and with the Titan A. Otherwise, as we travel down the rest of the ship, it's the same detailing as on the Titan, just on a bigger vessel. We notice here on the engines, just like on the Titan, we have our running lights, a green one on this side, a red one on the other. As we move from the running lights, we can see the shuttle bay and all of the detailing again here. Those nice warp engines and the bright orange impulse engines there in that assembly. Again, looks great. Down on the ventral side, the spaz teching is alive. It's dense and looks nice, covers everything well. You can see again the circular windows, missing the paint. They didn't make the notches. We've seen this before. This all feels like deja vu because it is like reviewing the Titan a second time just on a bigger model. But we've got our nice warp engines with the clear acrylic, both for the deflector dish and in the nacelles, which could give some nice lighting opportunities depending upon your setup. I thought I'd show next just quickly how it's a denser Aztecing here on the Titan versus the Enterprise. Looks a little sparse around the bridge module. It is a bit of a nitpick. I don't know why it's denser on one, not the other, but now we've got a nice side profile. Thought a kind of cool angular shot as if it were traveling towards the screen, and then a nice direct front view of our Enterprise G. So to start our size comparison, of course, we have to look at the Titan A versus the Enterprise G. So the Titan is the regular size, Enterprise is XL. The Titan is coming in at 8 5/8 inches, or 21.9 centimeters, whereas the Enterprise G, we're going to say that it's 10.5 inches, or 26.67 centimeters. The Enterprise is actually ever so slightly larger than that, but close enough, we'll keep it there. And now we'll take a look at the two XL models that have come out from Fanhome so far. Again, the new Enterprise G Here next to the Enterprise F, which was the previous XL. Both ships will say 10.5 inches or 26.67 centimeters. They really are very close to each other in terms of size and length. The Enterprise G does outstretch her just slightly, but not enough to really notice. All right, so there we have it. Our 8th ship in the series, the next XL model from Fanhome, the Enterprise G. Looks nice next to the Enterprise F. As an Enterprise completionist, I'm happy to have it in my collection. If you like the Titan A, you're going to like the Enterprise G because they're the exact same ship. Of course, this is just bigger and a little heavier. Some things that are a little different, as you noticed in the close-up, is that Aztecing detail isn't quite as dense in spots on the saucer section as it is on the Titan A, so it looks a little different, a little sparse in areas. And because they're the same ship, that means, too, that the problems on the Titan A have followed over to the Enterprise G. Those problems being the window paint being off the mark, just not matching the notches. We see that carry over to the Enterprise G. And while I have seen far, far worse online, it is worth noting, be careful, be on the lookout for the registry, the NCC-1701-G part on the top of the saucer here. Mine is off the mark just slightly. I've seen some that are very noticeable. You probably wouldn't even notice it on mine unless you were really looking for it, but off the mark just a bit, so be on the lookout for that. What do you think of the ship? Will you be adding it to your collection? Do you like how it turned out? Let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, we hope you'll come back next month. We'll be looking at the next regular ship in the series, the 9th model from Fanhome. That's going to be the Excelsior II class vessel, USS Excelsior, NCC-1701-G. We saw that in Star Trek Picard Season 2. So come on back and we'll check that out together and see how it compares to the rest of the series. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you can join me next month. I'm Joshua Mitchell. Live long and prosper.